guys, welcome to another edition of What's It Like? This week I'm going to be interviewing Kat about what's it like to be a pinup model. So I have a list of questions and we're going to get started. What is pinup modeling?
The kind of pinup modeling that I do not get paid for. I want to make that completely clear because that's one thing that people ask me all the time. I do it for fun because I like it. I love the era. I love the way that it makes me feel when I dress pinup.
So that's what it is. It's dressing up for photos, for fun, in a retro style.
Yes.
What is your pinup name?
My pinup name is Holly Rose. It's a combination of the true meaning of my last name and Rose, which is my actual middle name.
How did you get into pinup modeling?
So I actually used to teach burlesque dancing for a little while, and I had connected with some people, and a girlfriend of mine had said, hey, why don't you check this out? I think you'd be really into it. She'd been doing pinup modeling for a little while. And so I went to this open house, hooked up with a pinup group, and they wanted to get in touch with me more. And they asked me to be in their calendar. So that's my first thing I did was I was in the Peekaboo Pinups calendar for 2012. That was a really, really fun shoot we did at the Volo Auto Museum.
I remember that shoot, yeah.
I had such a fabulous time. Sarah from Peekaboo Pinups and Harper from Mischievous Me, they really made me feel beautiful and confident, and they gave me a lot of encouraging words. And that's when I realized that I was the only one holding myself back because I had been wanting to do it for so long.
What are your top 2 favorite shoots that you've done?
That is a really, really hard question. Okay, so I'm going to go with one recent and one from the past. Okay. So my favorite pinup shoot of late has been with Grinky Photography. It was shot up in Milwaukee at a car club auto garage where it's kind of like their clubhouse for men.
Okay.
They have garages there. They've got cars, motorcycles, everything. It's a really great backdrop for photo shoots. Awesome. So it was a fabulous experience.
What was the throwback one?
The throwback one is shooting at Cave of the Mound. The photographer actually rented out the caves after hours,
cool.
And we were able to go in there and shoot completely uninhibited. It was so awesome to be in there, and I was like a cave woman. Yeah. I got really, really into it with my costume and everything. So that was number 2.
What is your favorite part about pinup modeling?
My favorite part, I think, is it's kind of twofold. First of all, the confidence that I feel when I'm pinup modeling, when I do the photo shoots and see the pictures is incredible. And if you haven't done it, I highly recommend everybody do a photo shoot, even if it's not pinup. If you want to do boudoir or boho, whatever style you want to do, just do it. Because when you're in the moment, you've got the fancy hair and makeup and your clothes are all amazing. There is no better feeling. And the other thing that ties into that is the way that I can inspire other women to be confident about themselves. You know, I've been modeling for a few years now. Even when I was heavier, I've lost some weight now. Either time, it doesn't matter to me, like what your size, what your shape, color, whatever. It just makes you feel good about yourself. It brings out your inner passion and beauty.
What is your least favorite part of pinup modeling?
Drama. For me, I just want to uplift other women, and a lot of other women just want to tear others down. So for me, that's the least favorite part of it because we're really trying to build a community of positivity.
What is the most challenging part of being a pinup model?
So I'm going to go with what's most challenging about a photo shoot. If it feels weird, it looks amazing. And
yes.
The more awkward it feels, the better it's going to look. And I'm talking about like holding your body in like a bizarre way just to get the perfect angle. And you may be falling over, your legs are shaky because you've been staying there for so long. But when you see that final print, it is totally worth it.
Tell me more about pinup culture. So the culture, everything that's involved in your culture of what you do.
Sure. So I am super into vintage. I've always loved, like, I idolized June Cleaver as a little girl, and I loved all those 50s style housewife mom roles. And so for me, I like to combine that because I'm also a working woman, so I like to pull all those little facets into my life. I like dressing vintage clothing. I like repro as well. I'm not a fashion snob. I'm not stuck in a one brand.
So it's just basically some of it's authentic, some of it's not, but it's just an embracing of all things vintage and vintage inspired.
Yep. And then there's also the car clubs. Car clubs are a huge part of the culture because they're bringing back that style, the retro feel, the rat rods, which I just love, like the big rusty machines. And, pinups and card clubs kind of go hand in hand. The sense of community with other people that love the same things that you do.
What pinup stuff have you gotten recently, either for shoots or pinup related, that you're really excited about?
I have been purchasing some things from Australia. So there's this amazing company called Sweet Pins, and they're located in Australia, and they actually have their own line of stockings. So if you can see that, I've recently picked up a black and a nude pair of their thigh-high seamless seamed stockings. They've got a little bow on the back, but they don't have the stay up, which is like that plastic rubber piece that you'll find in a lot of American produced thigh highs, that you actually require a garter belt to hold them up. And this one that I got, amazing.
Oh wow, oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Are those little whips?
Yes, so
and
the
guns?
pattern on this, it looks like lace. It's guns, switchblades, and whips.
That is so cool.
It's so amazing. Lingerie is wasted these days. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't want to wear some skimpy little thing that I'm wearing for 2 seconds. Like, this is the kind of stuff, foundation garments that make you feel like a fabulous woman every day. I am trying to incorporate it more and more into my daily wardrobe.
That's awesome.
This book I actually got for Christmas from my husband. It's called The Great American Pinup. And inside this book, there are pages and pages and pages of fabulous pinup art.
That is so cool.
Drawings and paintings. It's got kind of a smattering of photos as well. These pieces,
that is so gorgeous.
Look at how amazing these women are.
All the poses too. I like
and that is the biggest reason I have this book, is to get inspiration. This book to me has totally inspired me to take a different view on how I do photo shoots, because especially if you do photo shoots with a lot of the traveling photographers, they have kind of like their set poses that they like to do. Fabulous resource. If you're into pinup, get it. It's called The Great American Pinup. You may only be able to find it used because it is out of print now, but it's like an encyclopedia. Look at how thick this
gigantic.
Thing is. It's huge. Pick it up.
What is it like being a published pinup model?
Well, I just got my second cover, Freaks and Geeks magazine, and it's actually with the cave girl photo on the front. For me, again, it's about sharing it with other people, because when somebody sees your picture in a magazine, if you're looking at like a Vogue or something, you're like, oh, that person is so beautiful. But we're everyday people. Like, I still have a 9-to-5. It's not like I'm this fabulous model that gets driven around
through the luck of the genetic lottery is in this magazine. You're a real person.
Yes.
And it's doable for anybody.
Another reason I really like to support them, not only are they publishing my photos, which, by the way, again, you do not get paid for this. This is exposure only. But purchasing their magazine just helps keep the art alive.
What kind of shoot do you hope to do in the future? Do you have any ideas or something working in your mind that you haven't really figured out yet? What you got going on?
Well, I do have a few lined up. One is going to be a really awesome beach shoot with this lady out of, I think, Minnesota. She's traveling here in June. I'm going to actually be shooting at the EAA Museum in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, with 2 photographers coming up at the end of May. That is going to be amazing. I've never been in a plane like that before, and we actually get to interact.
You get to go inside of it?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, we get to interact with the plane, so that's going to be really cool. And then there's a photographer he's a preferred photographer for some really high-end magazines, and we have about 3 concepts that we're working on right now. Cool. One's kind of like Mad Men inspired, one that's kind of like Bad Girl Biker, and then another one that's going to be a complete surprise. So you just have to wait and see what comes out.
What is one tip that you would have for someone who wants to get into pinup modeling?
Do a professional shoot with the full hair and makeup. It's going to be costly. Just get that out of the way right now. Expect to pay about $250 with full hair and makeup, and you'll get some edited photos from that as well. But ladies, let me tell you, you may want to cheap out on it. You may want to say, I can do my own hair and makeup. I'll just find something from the thrift store. My neighbor's got a camera, he'll just shoot me. Please do yourself a favor and do a professional photo shoot. You're going to get the best experience, and you're going to really be pampered when you do one of these shoots, and it is worth every penny. Save it up and just do it right, because once you experience that, you will have this amazing sense of self that I can't even describe. It's worth it. Totally.
So you don't want to be that girl going to the shoot and be like, I'm going to do my own hair and makeup, and everyone else is getting pampered, and you're like, dang it.
Right.
Dang it. But to kind of wrap things up, what pinup events do you have coming up? Something where maybe a fan can come meet you, or someone that's into pinup modeling that wants to ask you some questions can meet up with you, ask you questions. What are you going to do?
So I'm definitely going to be at the Vintage Garage Sale in June. It is the third Sunday in June 21st in Chicago. It's on Broadway. Go to vintagegaragechicago.com. I will definitely be there to pick up some amazing vintage things.
It's Father's Day, but I think they start pretty early.
They do.
So you
10
should be
a.m.
able to scoot that in there in the morning and then go grill with your dad in the afternoon.
For sure. That's what I'm doing.
So if you want to keep up with Kat Holly Rose, she does have a Facebook page, a fan page for her pinup that you can like. I'll put a link down below, and as she'll keep you updated with new pictures, any new events she's going to be at, all that kind of stuff. That was our second edition of What's It Like? If you want to know what it's like to do something, you can put suggestions down below. If you have any questions for Kat about pinup modeling, feel free to leave a comment.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to subscribe and like the video below.
Absolutely. See you later, thingies.
Peace out.
Bye. Yes.
Woo!